The following clip is from the North to South Show, live every Monday and Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where we talk SEC football everything. Now, we'd love to have you out for next show, but for now, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button, and enjoy this clip. Some NFTs in college football, because name, image, likeness, if you don't know what that whole thing has been about for college football, there's going to be two parts of this. First, I got to explain the NIL stuff, and first of all, what is name, image, and likeness in terms of college football and everything like that? What does that mean in terms of being a player? What does that allow you to do? I know it's been a massive talk the last couple years in college football because of paying players and all that stuff coming out. And then NFTs is what we're going to get into after, which is going to be the main focus and another source of revenue that not only players can earn in college football when NIL bills start to get passed in every single state, but I'm talking about the teams too. Like, this could be a win-win for both of them, because NFTs, if you're a fellow Gen Zer like myself, or you're someone who is up with the new trends and everything, NFTs are something that is growing in today's market, and I'm going to throw some big words at you like blockchain and non-fungible tokens. That's exactly what NFTs stand for. But first off, NIL, name, image, likeness rights. The players are going to be starting allowed. I know that in a couple of states, what do we got? Florida, Georgia, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, I'm pretty sure, are all the states that have passed the NIL bill so far, which will become factorable in, I'm pretty sure it's July 1st. July 1st, so starting July 1st, players in each of those programs will be able to start monetizing their name, their player likeness, and their image in general. So that means, let's say, I used the example in one of my other show segments. I think last Thursday, I just put something together. But let's say, I think I used JT Daniels. Let's say Uncle Jimmy's car shop goes up to JT Daniels and he's like, yo, I want you to advertise. We're going to put a nice big billboard on the interstate. I want you to be in the advertisement because you are the face of Georgia football. A lot of people know who you are, and a lot of people are going to recognize you. So he is allowed to now go out, JT Daniels that is allowed to go out and advertise, be in advertisements, and be his own image, not associated with the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I said in that I'm not completely sure if this is correct or not, but I'm pretty sure you cannot associate yourself with the school. So I'm pretty sure if JT Daniels goes into that advertisement, he is not allowed to wear anything Georgia Bulldogs. Again, could be completely wrong on that, but that's what I'm pretty sure. Player likeness is basically one big thing, and that is NCAA football, the return of the NCAA football game, which will be coming back 2023, I'm pretty sure. So players will be allowed to be replicated, and their names will be allowed to be used in the video game and everything like that. So it's basically just going to be like Madden and stuff like that, where when you play as QB number 15 on the Chiefs, he looks like Patrick Mahomes. He has the same attributes as Patrick Mahomes. He has the same skill sets, all that stuff. That will be now transferable into college football or NCAA football number 2023. I think that's when it's going to come out. In the terms of like back in 14 and 13, yes, you could roster share and download rosters specifically to get names of all the players on all the players, but they didn't look that much alike. Yeah, they might have matched the skin color, but other than that, it was just like QB 14. You're just playing as wide receiver number 89, stuff like that. So they are going to be allowed to be replicated. And then image. Image is a huge thing that people don't understand these days, especially if you're a bit older and if you didn't grow up in the day and age of Instagram, YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube right now. TikTok. I don't want to say Facebook, but like stuff like that. You can advertise your own brand and make money off of your own brand on just off of your image based alone, just off of your popularity. Again, advertisers are going to play a huge role in that, but starting to monetize off of, let's say a player wants to make a YouTube channel. I bring up the example of Destroying, UCF kicker from a couple years ago. He had to make a tough choice between YouTube and kicking at UCF because he was making a lot of money on YouTube, but the NCAA was like, no, you can't do that because we're not allowed to pay players and all that. So I'm pretty sure he quit UCF and then went to full-time YouTube. So now players are going to be able to do that, I'm pretty sure. Instagram's another big one. If you could start monetizing your Instagram page and all of the content that you produce, whether that be pictures, hype videos, all different stuff like that, monetizing that by, let's say, having a paid advertiser at the end of every video, or you scroll right or left or whichever way Instagram is, if you post like one of those multiple picture things that you scroll right, and the first picture is you, the second picture is your advertisement or whatever pitching that. So that is another big thing that you will be able to monetize, not only your name, but also your image on Instagram. So that's going to be a big thing. NFTs, let's start talking about that. So I kind of gave the rundown of NIL and that whole bill and everything that's going to be legal for college football players to get into making money next season, because I think 110% they deserve to get paid next season. They deserve to get paid a long time ago. I don't want this to become a bidding war where teams are paying players specifically, because then it's just going to turn into a money game, and I don't want that. But I think if players specifically can go out and make money in their own ways, let them do that. Let them earn an income. They've worked hard enough to build this image of themselves. They should be able to monetize it. So I love the NIL deal. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So first off, I got to explain what that means. If you look at something like Madden players, like if you ever played Madden Ultimate Team, if you ever played like Fortnite and you buy like certain skins and stuff, that is an example of an NFT. It's something that you cannot physically hold. It's something that you cannot physically touch, but it is yours and it is under your ownership. So in a video game, let's say we're playing Madden and I own a Julio Jones 99 overall card. I don't even know if he has a 99. I hope he does, but I can't physically pick up that card. I can't physically hold that card. I can't physically do anything with that card except what it's built for in the game, and that is to play with him. NFTs nowadays I'm literally in line for an NFT right now to try to get one. NBA Top Shot is kind of the leader of the NFT world right now, especially the sports NFT world, where it's highlights. They sell highlights of players. They have like rights to every single highlight in the NBA, I think starting last season or whatever. They take these highlights, they put them in these little things called moments, they put them in sets or whatever. Every single NFT is going to be numbered by the order it was minted in. So therefore, it's the same as baseball cards or football cards or whatever you want to call it, where usually if you have a numbered card, that's a really, really good sign, and that means that it is rare. There's some rarity behind it, and the lower that number is, it just means the earlier it was created or the earlier it was minted. So that's a big thing, having a really low serial number in these NFTs, and also having the player jersey number, especially in NBA Top Shot. Like, let's say you pull a number 23 LeBron, that could sell for a lot of money. I tell you, some of these things are going for insane amounts. Like, it is crazy what these NFTs are going for. But really, you go anywhere on the internet and search up any NFT things. It's not just highlights. I've seen multiple athletes get into it and just do an NFT of their player's shoe or whatever. Like, it's just a picture of the player's shoe, but you own that player's shoe virtually. You own that. You can do songs. You can virtually own songs and stuff. You can virtually own, I'm pretty sure Barstool Sports and Dave Portnoy just did one of his pizza reviews or something like that. There's so many. You can basically make an NFT out of anything. I can make an NFT of this video right now and sell it on the blockchain, which means basically blockchain is any of these NFTs that are created, they cannot be replicated in the sense that a baseball card could be replicated, because it's something that you can't physically touch, and it's something that is physically kept on this kind of software, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to act like an expert on blockchain, but it's something that allows these NFTs not to be replicated. So enough about NFTs. NFTs is basically something that is virtual. It's like a virtual card. In what sense I'm going to be talking about here? A virtual card or a virtual highlight that you own to your name, you own to your collection, that will go into your account. And what I think where the win for the players is here in this whole NIL thing that's coming on, and NFTs and teams, this isn't only a win for the players, but if you want as a player to start profiting off of your name and image and everything like that, and you want to get into a real growing market of 2021 or 2022, whenever they would decide to get into this, NFTs is the way to go. Everyone is getting in on this. You can make an NFT out of anything, and especially if these universities give you access to your own content, your own image and everything like that, which I'm saying, like, media teams take a picture of you or they take a video of a sick play you had, and then you can go and sell that to people, however many people you want. That's such a win. Like, that is an insane amount. You're basically selling what you produce in the field or on the field, whatever you want to call it, in the weight room, and selling that elsewhere on a secondary market to people who love watching you play and want to own pieces of history of you, want to own highlights of you. Now, where I think that the teams come in is, I think it is a very fair statement to say that college football and college basketball, and really all college sports, is way more team-based than player-based. Like, for example, the NBA, I think, is a very player-based league. I think it's a very social league where you watch the NBA for specific players. Yes, you'll have a favorite NBA team, but it is such a social media league. It is a league that is based around the player individually, not really the team aspect of it. NFL, college football, college basketball, all stuff like that. If you're a fan of those sports, you're a fan of a certain team. And when you say you're a fan of a certain team, yeah, you're going to have favorite players on your team. Yeah, you're going to follow some guys through the NFL and everything like that. But first and foremost, you are there for your favorite team no matter what. Yes, some people you're going to be some people's favorite player. But I think if you try to individually, as a college athlete, if you try to individually create your own NFTs and then sell that on a marketplace or whatever you want to call it, it will be so much harder to reach the fans of your team. It'll be so much harder to reach the fans of other teams even and everything like that. If each individual team or all of college football came together and created one platform, like let's talk my South Carolina Gamecocks, for example. If the South Carolina Gamecocks came together and created an NFT marketplace where every single game this season, they take the best highlights from those, put them in packs or just sell them, auction them off every couple days. They let's say they make 1,000 of each of the best highlights, and let's say they have 10 highlights. You sell those after, like, every Monday after each Saturday game, and then you give the players that are involved in those highlights, let's say you give them 50% of the auction price, and then the team takes 50% of the other profit. You're still making a good deal because the teams get profit from your name and your image and everything like that as they do now, but you're getting the advantage as a player. You're getting the advantage of having the team behind you and the teams pitching to the fans personally to buy these, because I'm telling you, it's a huge thing. Me as an NFT collector, like, I'm in on Top Shot. I have multiple Top Shot moments and everything. Me as a Gamecock fan, do you know how much money I'd pay for, let's say, the Clowney hit? The Clowney hit against Michigan, that would go for a ton of money. I'd pay a ton of money just to own Rodrigo Blankenship sailing his missed field goal against Georgia a couple years ago to win us. But, like, look at Auburn fans. How much would you love to just own that Kick 6 NFT? Like, how unbelievable would that be? Alabama, how much would you love to own Devontae Smith catching the final touchdown in the, 2017 National Championship against Georgia to walk it off? Certain plays like this can play such a big role in what collectors want and in what fans want, and that's where the players win, because they get to profit off of all these things that they're doing on field. And if they converge that with teams in general, it's going to be much more marketable. It's going to be a lot easier to get it out, because let's be honest, as a college student, it is hard to run your own business and promote your own self constantly. But if you have your own team doing that and you are still taking a decent pay cut of what they are doing on that platform, I think that's a win-win for all of them. So just to have this platform, maybe team individual, let's say if Alabama comes out with their own NFT thing, and then Auburn does, and Arkansas and Vanderbilt and Tennessee and all these different schools do, or you just make one massive college football one in general. You have kind of a team managing that, grabbing the best highlights, and then each player that produces a highlight that gets sold, they get a fair cut of the share of money that gets sold there. So that's kind of my whole pitch on NFTs and how that will play an impact into college football and create a new revenue stream for these players once NIL gets transferred all around everywhere in college football.